on, pulling the tummy in, lengthening up the spine, roll the shoulders up, back and down. Breathing in and breathing out. One more time. Lovely, hands on shoulders. Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely, let's go right arm, full circle, turn the head. And left circle. Couple more. Turn the head, turn the shoulders, one more time. Lovely, grip the hips, soften the knees, and just start to move through pelvic tilt, so opening out the lower back. So I've just got a pop up there, let me get rid of it. There we go. Couple more of those. And then settle in neutral. Hands down by the side of the body. Side bend, please. So squeeze into the glutes to keep the pelvis stiff. Breathing in to reach. And breathing out to come back. Come to center, hands on shoulders, relax, take a breath in, breathe out and twist. Come center, breathe in, breathe out, twist. Let's go fingertips in front, bow and arrow. Turn the head, slight nod of the chin, lengthening out of the back of the neck. Finishing with one to the left. Lovely, drop the arms and then just release that spine. Super. Let's come to tightrope feet, right foot in front of left. Tuck your bottom under, pull your tummy in. Rotating into waiter. Draw the shoulder blades together. Guys, as you rotate, nod the chin slightly, turn the head right. Come back to center, inhale. Exhale, turn. And in to come back. Exhale, turn. And in to come back. One more time. And relax. Give those arms and legs a shake. Change feet. Fingers to temples. Lift the rib cage up. Now squeeze the glutes because we're going to challenge the stability. Over you go to the right. The left hip can move if it wants to, but keep your glutes switched on so that you're not overloading your lower back. So you shouldn't be feeling crunchy, any kind of pain in the lower back. If everything's okay, extend that top arm. So reaching up. Woo, not like that. That's difficult. Breathe it in. And breathe it out. Last one. Super, relax. Give everything a good shake. Hands on the tailbone. Soften the knees. Start to hinge from the hip. Breathing in on the way down. keep that moving slowly for me, please. Just going to put a little bit more air in the ball. Next one is your last one. Super, give those arms and legs a shake. Guys, grab your chi ball for me. Can you pump it all the way up so it's quite big? And then press on the hands like you would if we were using maybe like a Pilates circle, so you've got a bit of traction. Slide the toes, squeeze the ball, lift the knee, and rotate. Come back to center, step down. Slide the toe, squeeze, lift the ball. Press the hands into the ball. Keep that moving. Slide, lift and squeeze. Rotate. Just one more time. Lovely. Slide and lift on the right and hold. Can you draw a circle without dropping your chest? So spine is long, knee is high. 2, 3, keep squeezing the left glute. Number 4, reverse other way. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down, give them a shake. Change sides, slide the toe, lift the left knee, tighten up the right buttock, round we go. 4 slowly one way, 4 the other way. So we want to watch that we're not caving in. Keep the back upright, keep the knee high. Change in direction once you've done 4. Down, giving those legs a shake. Chi ball between the knees or the thighs and squeeze. So feet are parallel. Squeeze the bottom, pull the tummy in. Rise up onto the toes and balance. Keep squeezing on that ball to get that extra connection through your inner thighs. Guys, if everything feels okay, squeeze the ball, lift the heels, go all the way up with the arms, and then press down. So breathing in to come up. Breathing out to press down. Squeeze the buns. Pull up on the pelvic floor. Get that connection on the inside of your thighs. So let's see if we can add a squat, a raise, and then press down. So just breathing steadily as you go. Give me 2 more. Coming into that last one. Come down, squat, hold. Now, squeeze the ball. If that hurts your knees, do a little pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up, well done. Release the ball. Give your legs a shake. Good. Let's just come into the lower back a little bit. Drop that ball for now. Come down into a squat and give me pelvic tilts here. So not really moving through head and shoulders, just moving through flexion and extension. extension of the lower back. Last one. We roll up. Good. Grab your ball. So this is where you need your ball to be a little bit firm. We're going to use it to lunge. So I'm going to drop the ball. I'm going to put my right foot next to it. My left toes are on the top, and then I'm just going to move it back. Go to a wall if you need to where it's challenging my balance when I lunge. Now you might not know where that is till you try it. I feel like mine could go a little bit further away. So really challenging the stability on the right leg. Going to the wall if you need to. If you're really struggling, toe comes off the ball and you lunge without the ball. Keep it slow. Breathing in on the way down, really challenging the quad, challenging the balance and the pelvic stability. And I can really feel that working the glute on my right side. I'm going to come down, hold, see if you can pulse or just hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Guys, come up slowly. Bring this ball through to the front and then hamstring stretch. So lift the bottom, pull the toes back if you can. And then just come up and off the ball. Give your legs a shake. Maybe give those ankles a circle. Maybe circle the wrists. And change sides. So feet start off side by side and then just guide it back. Find where you can balance. And then when you're ready, lunge. So working strongly into the front leg. So I'm on my left leg, I can feel it in my quad and my glute. Breathing in on the way down and out on the way up. Just turn this music down a smidge. Good. So let's have a couple more there. If you can hold your last one down, please hold. And then option to hold or pulse. Working into that glute. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up slowly. Move the ball in front. Heel on. Chest down. Buttocks lifted. Pull the toes back if you can. Breathing in. Breathing out, rolling up. Super, give those legs a shake. Brill. Okay, pop your mat down. Bring everything with you and then join me on the floor. So you don't need your weights, but maybe you hug your ball, maybe a cushion or a head block. Do grab some water if you need it, guys. It's warm. Got a band somewhere. Oh, there it is. So join me on all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And let's roll the spine through flexion and extension. So keep on moving for me if you can. And then if that feels okay, join me for a bigger movement. Take a big reach forward on both hands. Drop into half plank. Now, before before you load into your back, squeeze the muscles of the bottom and then drop into a small extension if you can. Otherwise, you're in half plank. Squeeze the bum to come back and then just relax the glutes as you sit all the way back. Move forward, half plank, squeeze glutes. Option to drop into extension. Breathing in, breathing out, moving back slowly. So please don't overload your lower back. Glutes are switched on when you're moving forwards and backwards. They only switch off when you sit all the way back. If that's too much load on your back, go halfway or even go to a cat stretch. But get that mobility in your back if you can, please. So let's have one more in either direction. Glutes always switched on when there is movement. And then finally come all the way back, sit on your heels and stay here. You can take your hands to your ankles if you wish. Hands coming to the side of the knees. Support the weight, uncurl the spine. Let's bring in our hug, guys. I want you to hold the thin edges so it rocks right and left. Good. So think about where you've just been. Options, sitting all the way back or dropping into extension. So try a couple more of those. You can drop just into a half plank if you wish, because that's going to give you a bigger extension, so it might not suit your back, so half plank is fine. If that's enough, stay with it. Guys, if you can, join me for a plank. Now, when we are in plank, we're not going into extension. That's not good for the back. But we can pull back into a pike or a downward dog. So now I'm moving from the pike to the plank. So more strength work, but the shape of my back isn't changing. Movement is coming from my shoulders and my hips. My glutes are switched on. My core is engaged. I'm breathing slowly as I go. This is going to be my last one, and then I'm going to hold my plank. So holding in a full or half plank if you can. Squeeze your glutes, pull your belly button in. Head in line with spine. We are breathing slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop down. Well done. Pull back and stretch. Hold it there. Take some breaths. Draw the hands in. Support the body weight. Uncurl the spine. Super. Okay, come sit on your bottom. And let's just release the back first. So if your back needs a bit of releasing, use your ball. But if it's okay, squeeze the ball between the knees. Get that connection on the insides of your thighs once again. So breathing in, breathing out, scooping and rolling. And it might be that you need the ball behind you for your first view. Squeeze the ball, lengthen, inhale. Exhale, roll and rotate into a bow and arrow. So let's just stay with that for now. Guys, if you find that when the ball is between your knees it's too much, take it away, put it behind your back, or just get rid of it. So if all is well, we'll roll, bring the hands together, and we will rotate. Now make sure it's not your arms that are moving. Your upper back should be rotated around the back of the rib cage. We'll go for 4, and then we'll repeat. Exhaling on rotation. So please keep that moving if you can. Stop and rest anytime you need to. Two more. Last set. Lovely. When you're done, get rid of your ball. Feet wide, knees bent. Slump stretch. Take some breaths. Uncurl your spine. Come on down onto your back with some head support if you need it. Guys, have your hog nearby. We're going to use that shortly. So coming down, bringing the knees in and drawing a circle with the pelvis. Super. Coming to center, use the heel of your hand to push your knee over your hip. Your shins are in tabletop, your spine is imprinted, there is activity in the lower abdominals. Toe tap to the floor is your easier option. Single leg stretch high or low is your harder option. Keep it slow and leave your hands there for the first few as a guide. If everything is okay, fingertips can come to the base of the skull and you can open your chest. Now just moving those arms will still add resistance. So don't feel like you have to lift, but if you can brace your abs and lift your head and shoulders up, please go there. Long, slow breath out. Let's keep everything nice and slow. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down softly, give me a full body stretch. Arms and legs away. Take some breaths there. And then bring those arms over. Draw the legs in one at a time. Put your feet and knees together with either your ball or your hog between your knees. Have your feet on the floor, arms out to the side. Hip roll slowly to the right and left. So create a big movement through the spine. Turn the head the opposite way. Breathing in to drop. And breathing out to lift. You can leave your feet on the floor or bring your knees over your tummy if you're just wanting to stretch your back as you roll. If you are ready to add some strength into it, knees are either over hips or toes are to the ceiling with the ball between the knees or the ankles. I'm going to put my hands on my rib cage. You might want to leave your hands wide on the floor. Or you might want to take your fingertips to the ceiling. Keep squeezing on the ball. So arms can move lightly in the opposite direction if you want to create more movement in the waist. So remember, we're not trying to work the back, we are trying to work the oblique muscles. So lumbar spine, bit of thoracic spine, not too high up. Good. So obliques going from your rib to your hip, that's where the action's coming from. Let's have 2 or 3 more, please. Finish with legs to the left. Super. When you've finished, lose the ball. Hands down by the hips. Let's have pelvic tilt. Feet hip distance apart. Rolling through flexion and extension, just the lower half of the body. Couple more. Good. Let's take our hog, spiky side up, underneath the pelvis. Tailbone on the high point of the hog. I don't want anything under your head for this one, please. Place your hands on the floor. Brace your abdominals, legs coming to tabletop, and just pause there. Guys, we're going to do straight leg scissors, but if your back isn't good with straight leg scissors, a single leg stretch with a bent knee is fine. Toes coming to the ceiling if you're going for straight legs. And I'm after a dynamic hamstring stretch. So it can be a kick if your back is okay. If your back or your hips don't like the kick, just move slowly through it. Fingertips to the ceiling, shoulder blades down. So you can scissor your arms. And again, it can be a kick or a slow controlled movement. You can pulse if you like. 1, 2. 1, 2. So whichever option you've chosen, moving quickly or slowly with or without the pulses, use the breaths, think about what's happening through the spine. There should be no movement at all through your spine. So maybe use your hands to check that your ribs are down, your pelvis isn't moving, you are not arching into your lower back. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Full body stretch across the hog, please. Allow your back to come into quite a big arch if there's no pain. Let your rib cage flare. And take some breaths there into the diaphragm. Bring your arms over and draw your legs in slowly. Good. Lift your hips up and take that hug away. Pop something back under your head if you need it. And then feet the width of the mat. Arms out to the side. Windscreen wiper knees. Slowly to the right and left. Keep that moving slowly. Coming back to center when you're ready, please join me on the side of your body. I'd like you to put your hug under your head, smooth side. And again, your chi ball can go between your knees or your ankles, but I'd like your legs to be straight. Coming onto the shoulder, hips, feet all stacked. I want you to lift this bottom rib off the mat. With your hands together to start, take a breath in, breathe out, squeeze the ball and float the legs. Good. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Guys, if it feels okay, put this top hand on your thigh. Challenge your stability a little bit more. As your legs lift, can you float your arm up? And then if that feels okay, I'd like you to lift your head and neck. Now some of you might even be able to get the shoulder off the floor, but if there's any shoulder issue, don't force it. Our goal is to load into the obliques again in the waist. So before we were loading into them with rotation, now we're loading into them with that lateral flexion. So internal, external obliques, holding us up and bringing our waist in. Let's have two more. Last one, guys, hold up. Just let your ball drop away and give me a side scissor. So legs moving forwards and backwards. If you need to drop your head or your arms, drop them, but this is a big movement. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down, lovely. Drop to the mat, knees come in, top leg over bottom leg. It can be straight or bent, whichever one feels like a more effective stretch for you. Super. Coming to clam, put your feet and knees together. Have a look down, you want your feet level with your bum. Flick your toes up if you can. And then rotate into clam, keeping the big toes together. Maybe try this top hand on the buttock and make sure you can feel the muscle contracting without the pelvis rolling. So don't hold the hip, hand on the bum. Make sure you can feel it fire up. If that's all okay, we rotate. We flex the foot, we push the heel away, straighten the leg if you can. Bend it back in, point the toe, and come down. So hands can come back together unless you feel you benefit from holding onto that hip there. Pointing and flexing the foot, bending and stretching the knee, opening and closing that hip joint. So inner and outer thigh, glute, calf, and quad. Lots happening here. Keep the toes high. Keep the spine still. Breathing out to push away. Breathing in to bend and lower. If you're able to hold this last one up with a flexed foot, toe is forward. Pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down, well done. Leg comes back over the top. And then if that top leg is currently straight, just bend it so you can drop the knee on the floor. Rotate with me into an open door and we'll just stay here. So please take some nice long slow breaths. And each time you exhale, see if you can open that chest and rotate a little bit further. Close up. Super. Come on down the other end of your mat. Ball going between the knees or ankles with straight legs. Head to the front of the hog. Have a look at the edge of your mat and make sure everything is level. Legs aren't straying forwards or backwards. Hitch the rib. Let's start with this top hand on the thigh if we can. Breathing in, breathing out, squeezing the ball and floating the legs without rolling back and coming down. Try it with an arm float on the next out breath. If that's okay, try lifting head, neck, maybe shoulder, and come down. Just watch if you're lifting through the shoulder that you don't roll backwards. Just make sure you're still stacked. Exhaling on the lift, belly button pulls in. We squeeze the ball, connect through the inner thigh, connect through the pelvic floor. Two more. Loading into those obliques. Feel them fire up. Hold your last one up if you can. Drop that ball away and big scissor. Make sure your legs are moving forwards and backwards. Hand or head might need to go down. Nice breath out as they switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Well done. Top leg over bottom leg, bent or straight. Super. From here, clamp. Draw the knees halfway in. Look down. Make sure the feet are level with the bottom. Flick them up if you can. Hand coming round to the back of that buttock. Rotate into clam on an out breath. Feel the buttock fire up without the pelvis twisting. Maybe put your hand on your lower back. Check there's no movement. And if all is well, then you can rotate. Flex the foot, extend the knee, bend the knee, draw in, and lower down slowly. Lovely, breathing out to lift. So focusing on the spine staying still. The leg moving inside the hip socket, pulling up on the pelvic floor, working through the hip, the knee, the ankle, and all of those muscles in the leg. We are going to hold the next one up. Rotate, push and hold, toes are forward, ankle on top. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on in and down. Leg comes over the top. Lovely. And then just bending that top leg to 90 degrees, leaving it over the top, rolling into an open door, and staying here. So use your breaths each time you breathe out. Drop a little bit lower. Closing up. Come over onto your back for me, please. Take the hug from under your head. And then just give me some pelvic tilts there. Get some movement back into that lumbar spine. And then just to get some movement through the waist. Right ankle on left knee, hip open. Arms out to the side, roll slowly to the right. And slowly to the left. If you like to do that with your foot off the floor, take your foot off the floor. But our focus here is really releasing the waist. Obviously we'll be getting into that hip as well. So once that right foot has been in both directions, come up and change legs for me, please. Opening out that hip and rolling slowly. Lovely. So nice and slow with the foot on or off the floor. Focusing on quite a big rotation through the waist. Guys, when you've been in both directions, join me over on all fours. You might be down the wrong end of your mat now, so just adjust yourself if you need to. And let's go with a thread the needle. So we're going to start with the ball in between the hands. Left leg going out to the back with the toes under. Then making sure we're not sitting back, hips are stacked. Ball in the right hand. As we breathe in on the way up, put the back of your hand on the ball and then roll towards your elbow if you can. So just rolling across the ball will help you to get a bigger rotation around the back of that thoracic spine. So feel the shoulder blades opening out. Maybe even pause through there. Feel the stretch in between the shoulder blades and come back. Inhaling to open, exhaling to thread through. The emphasis is on a big movement through the spine. Good. Just one more on that side, please. Once you have come back, ball in between the hands. Knees side by side, round into a cat and just hold it, please. Take a breath in and out. And release, right leg going out to the back. Hips stacked. Ball in the left hand pushing up, inhaling. Exhaling, rolling through. Focus on moving slowly. Focus on a deep rotation. Opening between the shoulder blades. Maybe pausing when you get there and taking an extra breath. Lovely. So keeping everything moving slowly. So we're rotating through the cervical spine at the back of the neck, down the thoracic spine, possibly a little bit of lumbar spine. Super. Last two. So take your time with this last one. And then when you are done, go to cat stretch. Sit back into shell if that feels good. Drawing the hands in. Uncurling the spine. So we're going to come into extension now of the upper back. So I want your ball to be in the middle of the chest, just below. So maybe across the bottom ribs. Watch me first if you're not sure. I'm going to drop onto it so that my shoulder's round. And then my hands are at the side of my head here. I'm taking my feet the full width of the mat, turning my toes out. From here, breathe in. As you breathe out, lift your breastbone up. Now that will just give you a small extension. Drop your forehead to the mat. Breathing out, lift it. Guys, if everything's okay, slide your hands down, drop your head, and give me dart. Inhaling down. Exhaling, hands are coming to the sides of the bottom. Lovely. Now, keep that moving if you can. Your focus is on that nice big flexion and extension of the thoracic spine, squeezing the shoulders into dart. If you want one final progression and don't feel you have to take it, take your ball from underneath your breastbone and then the hands go on top of the ball. We draw back with straight arms. So the ball is moving, the arms stay straight. Movement is coming through the back and the neck. Try to drop your head between your arms on the way down. So just give me 2 or 3 more in whatever position feels good for you. Ball in the breastbone, hands down, or dart, or hands on the ball, pulling up into extension. When you've done your last one, hands go under the shoulders and we pull all the way back into shell. It might feel good to take hands to ankles here and just let the shoulders relax. Push the bottom towards the feet and breathe into the back of the rib cage. Hands coming under shoulders, support the body weight, uncurl the spine. Super, come on down onto your bottom. So let's go from extension to flexion. So let's go for our full seated roll back. And I think you can all do this without your band, but if you want to put your band around your feet, that's fine. So sitting up tall on the sit bones. Pelvic tilting, scooping and rolling. Let's see if we can take 5 breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend, release, breathe in. Let's go slowly up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So very slowly, forward flexion if it feels good. You might want to hold on to your feet or ankles and just pause in that stretch and enjoy the stretch in the hamstrings and the back. Coming up again, rolling halfway down if you want to pause and rotate, but if you don't want to rotate, that's fine. You are just rolling down and up. So we are working rectus abdominals that run from the pubic bone to the bottom rib. We are stretching as we lie down. We are switching them back on again and we are rolling up. I don't like this top, it gives me a spare tire. Option to hold in that forward flexion. So rolling slowly, trying to think about 4 or 5 breaths to get down, and the same to get up. Add a band if you need to. Guys, if you need to take a rest, then just come down onto your back. That is where we are going to end up. So I'm going to do one more round. So continue to move slowly and finish that last one off. When you've finished, come to a slump stretch or a cross leg forward fold and just relax there. Focus on breathing into the back of your rib cage. Uncurl your spine. Lovely, come on down onto your back and we'll finish with a stretch. So get some head support if you want it, and your band. And then take it around the sole of the right foot. Come into a hamstring stretch, the elbows are down. Bottom leg extended. Can we focus on just holding on the hamstring for now and trying to use our breaths to gradually increase the length of the hamstring? It might help to flex and point the foot. It might help to flex and hold. But feel you are lengthening all the way down the posterior of that leg. So calf as well as hamstring if you can. And then either stay on that hamstring, work it a bit more, or take your leg to a sway or a circle. Lovely. Come on back to center, and then left foot in that band. Elbows down, bottom leg sliding away. Draw that top leg in. And then find your stretch point where you can feel that is challenged but not painful. Either flex and hold the foot, or flex and point the foot. But constantly trying to increase the range. Push the tailbone down. Then either stay on the hamstring or go for a sway or a circle, or just find a different part of your leg that needs to stretch. Come on back to center, slip that foot out of the band. Super, join me over on all fours. Let's roll through the spine, flexion, extension if it feels good. Include the head and neck if everything's nice and mobile. And then coming into downward dog. Good. Makes you feel quite bendy this hot weather. Start walking your hands towards your feet. And in your own time, uncurl with bent knees and support of your hands if you need it. Join me in standing, please. Inhaling up, exhaling across, inhaling up, exhale across, inhale up, and exhale down. Shoulder roll, breathe in, and out, and in, and out. Lovely, release the spine. Thank you very much. Come on in.